This semester, fans will be watching Atlantic University hockey more closely. Former NHL player Mike Danton has just gotten out of prison and will be playing hockey with St. Mary's University.
Expect the worst and hope for the best. And I'm expecting, I guess, any and all sorts of criticism, but when it comes down to it,
Last September, Danton was awarded full parole after serving 5.5 years in prison for his part in a murder-for-hire plot. He is under federal supervision until early 2011. The 29-year-old Danton is not yet cleared to play for the St. Mary's Husky hockey team. It's expected that he will suit up for their team before the end of the regular season. The 3-year NHLer, who was known for his agitating and high-energy play, played for the New Jersey Devils and the St. Louis Blues before he was arrested in 2004. Later on this semester, Stu Basement Tapes reporter Mike Sanderson will have a report on former convicts trying to get their lives back on track at university.
Public transportation is very important for New Brunswickers. So when the Union Bus Lines proposed a plan to cut certain routes, people were upset. Crystal Klein has more on the development story.
Orleans Express, owner of Acadian Bus Line, sent a proposal to the Energy Utilities Board last fall asking to eliminate various routes in the Maritimes. Orleans Express, which was unavailable to comment, stated in the proposal that the New Brunswick bus service lost $1.6 million in 2009, which was $0.6 million more than what they had anticipated. The New Brunswick routes that will be eliminated if the proposal is accepted are the St. John to Bangor Main route, which also services towns in the Charlotte County, as well as the Fredericton to Miramichi route, which services towns in the Northumberland County. In an article published by the Daily Gleaner in December, Orleans Express had planned to have this change in effect by January 2010. The Energy Utilities Board stated that they needed more evidence for termination before making a decision. Michael Perry of St. Andrews doesn't agree with the proposal.
What happen is we just going to become in this area of New Brunswick more and more isolated as our transportation choices become more and more reduced. And the trouble is when seniors get to the point where they can't drive or shouldn't be driving because their physical reaction time and so on is reduced, what do they then do in order to get to hospital appointments or specialist appointments where they're available only in places like St. John?
Due to the fact that a number of people are impacted by this issue, the Energy Utilities Board has scheduled 3 public hearings before making its final decision. The first is March 15th in Miramichi, and March 16th in St. Stephen, and March 17th in Fredericton. Anyone wishing to air their concerns are welcome to register with the Energy Utilities Board by February 11th. I'm Crystal Klein, Stu Journalism, Fredericton.
A new restaurant in town is serving up what they call gourmet burgers, but it will cost you a lot of money. Joanne Cookdale has this is all worth it.
Many people can't resist the smell of a sizzling burger on the grill. Relish, a gourmet hamburger restaurant located on King Street, opened its doors last Monday. Hungry customers have fled to the small but colorful restaurant to dig their teeth into their 6-ounce patties. The process is easy. Choose from a variety of original burgers, including Mayor Brad Woodside's very own burger, the Brad Burger, which includes onion rings and dill pickles. All ingredients are bought locally in New Brunswick. Chef Ray Henry, captain of the culinary team of New Brunswick and owner of Relish, doesn't deny that the fast food industry has put a dark cloud over hamburgers, but promises to put quality on visitors' plates.
Well, the thing about our burgers that I think is better is that they're always fresh. We don't freeze anything. So, for instance, if we need hamburger to make patties today, we call over to the meat market, they grind the beef and it comes over here, so it's fresh.
A beef hamburger has between 400 and 500 calories and about 1,000 milligrams of salt. Registered dietitian Mary McKenna says that customers should read the menu carefully and choose healthier burger alternatives such as turkey over beef.
They can make healthy choices. So, for example, they do have a vegetarian burger, and it's a vegan burger, and it consists of chickpeas and portobello mushrooms, so there's that option. Plus, the bun is a custom bun that they've developed with a local bakery, and that seems as if it's also fairly healthy. In addition, they have a coleslaw that's not a creamy coleslaw with lots of mayonnaise. It's a purple cabbage, and it's got seeds in it, and it's very tasty and would also be nutritious. And if you're having the sweet potato fries, you'd have a source of vitamin A as part of that. And even with the regular French fries, you can ask them to customize the spicing. So if you want to have it less salty or whatever, you can do that. And then they do have juices as well. So you can make healthy choices.
Chef Henry says Frederictonians' response to Relish has been positive, but that they shouldn't compare the burgers to McDonald's.
You know, it's hamburgers, so we're not talking about quinoa here. We're not talking about healthy food. It's definitely a burger's a burger, but our big difference is quality, is freshness.
Chef Henry plans to open 15 to 30 new restaurants across Canada and the United States within the next 2 years. McKenna hopes that Canadians will make wise dietary choices and that one more burger joint in town will not have obesity rates skyrocketing. This is a very hungry Joanne Goodall with Stu Journalism.
Welcome!
Much of the media we watch or listen to on a daily basis is digital. The road to the digital age has left a lot of formats behind. Colin Hodd went to the New Brunswick Archives to find out what happens to old technology.
This tourism video was done for New Brunswick 26 years ago, and now lives at the New Brunswick Archives. It can be watched only because the machine to play it has been preserved. Archivist Rob Gemmell has to maintain recordings over more than a dozen media formats.
Very first videotape. Machines are about as tall as the towers that we put all our machines into now.
The tower looks like a nightmare vision of the average home entertainment center. Instead of the DVD player simply not working, you get this. Technical difficulties aside, storing film and audio in their original format presents many other problems. The tapes can be bulky.
This is the size of a reel of probably about an hour maybe, the footage for quad.
And the machines, archaic.
40s, 50s, wire recorder playback machine. Basically you have spools of little wire, you feed it through the machine, and you record, and it's just...
Dennis Noel is the head of the Sound and Moving Images department. Among other things, he has to decide which records are worth hanging on to.
It's the record of the times. I mean, we've got film footage from Moncton, for example. It follows a family right through the war years. And you see these young girls going up to teenagers over the period of time. You see things about in Moncton of the...
The archives began storing video and audio records in the early 1970s. These are some of the most expensive records to store. The archives is also always looking for playback equipment. On that front, Alain Doran sees digitization as an advantage.
More stable. Now we are going, of course, to the digital technology. And the advantages to go that route, I guess, is that you're breaking what would you call the obsolescence of the equipment. Because the digital technology, then you don't need that playback. You run into some other problems and challenges with...
Digital storage isn't the end of the process. Anyone who's tried to keep up with computer technology knows how difficult it is to keep up with the changes.
Of course, the digital format, long-term preservation, is a nightmare, really. That's the only way to look at it, because, you know, on top of you know, it's kind of a machine readable, you know, like you have, you know, the format. You need a software, or it has to be on a platform that you're able to read or listen to.
Audio and video records let us get a glimpse of history in its full context. It's one thing to read about Trudeau giving a speech, another thing to actually see him give one. For Stu Journalism, I'm Colin Hodd.
After the break, Derek will have a report on UFOs.